looking like a famous person, which he would explain. He's very handsome. He's very lovely. Can we start with the stage 1? Everyone, stage 1. The stage 2 and the stage 3 for the wonderful Dave Baxter! King Movember, Dave Baxter!
Hello. That's better. You alright?
Yep.
About 4 of you are then. The rest of you still awake?
Yeah.
Okay, good, excellent. Brilliant. So, yeah, as Tim actually alluded to, I'll give you 3 guesses who I look like, and I won't accept Jeremy Kyle. That man has got a lot to answer for the inhabitants of Basildon. Yes, I'm no longer on your television screens, I'm afraid, because I'm too busy doing stand-up comedy. So that means what I can do is, if you've actually now placed me, I can travel backwards and forwards throughout time and space and get all the best jokes before they've even been written. Clearly that wasn't one of them. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, I do look a little bit like Doctor Who. Oh no. Oh, something's gone wrong at the back of the room. Oh dear. It's not supposed to happen, is it? There's that tumbleweed moment where somebody's gone, fuck. I shouldn't have done that. Much like when I was round my mate's sister's house the other day. Shouldn't have done that. But anyway, yeah, back on the track. Sorry, a small tangent. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I have bought myself a brand spanking new time machine, so hopefully that will clarify it for those of you who are still looking at me with blank faces. Here's the very latest one. You can't actually get it until 2015. So you know, always pays to be in the know, I find. But it is a pleasure to be here. Obviously, Tim was very kind to invite me down to be on the bill tonight. I'm really pleased to be here because I've just recently, I've kind of been sorting myself out, if you get me. Not spiritually, you know, I do smoke enough weed to sort that out, that's fine. But I thought, you know, it's recently been my birthday, I'm edging ever closer to 40. You know, the grey in my hair is getting more and more each day. There's only a matter of time before Just for Men make an absolute killing for me, to be fair. So I got myself sorted, so I decided to go for a physical. Now, I've never been to one of these before, didn't really know what I was doing, so I went along, and I tell you what, has anybody ever had a physical before? Like a medical for work or anything else like that? A couple of people, yeah. Well, I don't know about you fellas, but I came out and I was black and blue. It was, I don't know what it was. I think it was my fault because I kind of mistook the S&M centre for the spiritual and medical centre. It was very thorough, though, to be fair to them. Although I did stop short of getting them to examine my prostate. Yeah, I didn't quite like the look of the tool that it had. Yeah. Anyway, I've also got my eyes tested. Anybody been to an eye test? Yeah, all been for an eye test. Yeah, I see a couple of people wearing glasses, so clearly you have. Unless you went, actually no, I look cool with glasses. Yeah, you sit there, don't you, wearing these glasses that just make you look like the Borg out of Star Trek. Yeah, and the optician's just sat there going, okay, so if you can just try and read the bottom line for me. And you're going, yeah, that's Q, T, V, M, O, A. And you sat there and you go, well, right. Then she takes them off and she goes, well, what's that look like now? Well, how about a completely fucking different set of letters? Yeah, needless to say, I need glasses, apparently. Surprisingly, having already mistaken the S&M centre for a medical centre, and completely misread a whole set of letters. Anyway, so to cheer myself up, I thought, I'll go and buy myself a new phone. Right, had an old one. It was getting on a bit, so I thought, go and buy myself a phone. Now, I don't know anything about phones. Right, so I go into one of the local phone shops just down on the high street. You may know it, it's got a red banner on the top. It's the first one you get to. That'll narrow it down slightly. Anyway, so I sit down with the salesman, and the salesman starts going, oh yeah, I'll tell you what, I've got just the thing for you. This is a WP8X. And I've gone, sorry mate, I thought it was in Star Wars. No? Oh, right. Long story short, I didn't go for the WP8X. It was a bit bumbling. Kept mustering on about protocol or something, and kept referring to his mate as R2D3, which I thought was a bit odd, because I don't remember an R2D3, unless that's in episode 7. You'll have to speak to Disney about that one. Has anybody else gutted the fact that Lucas is sold out to Disney? Let's have a cheer.
Yeah!
Oh, it's universal. Actually, no, Disney, sorry. Yeah, you're right. My mistake. But still, anyway, I'm not going to dwell on the whole Star Wars thing, because to me that is a travesty. That's a bit like Ipswich Town winning a football game this season. If there's any football fans here. I am an Ipswich Town fan. I say fan. I've been to one game in the last 3 seasons, and that was Saturday, and they got beat. I should have known what to expect, really, given how the season's going, but still. Anyway, enough talk about football, because I'm sensing I'm losing the majority of the audience here. Let's keep it on the sports theme, though. Or do we watch the Olympics over the summer?
Yeah.
Yeah, all enjoyed it?
Yeah,
it was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I read this week that the Olympic Stadium isn't due to reopen until 2015, apparently, which kind of leaves it a bit short, I think. They talk about white elephants. Well, I thought that was in West London. Apparently it's in East London. But still. What else have I got to talk to you about today? Oh yeah, we've got a whole mix of children. I'm try not to walk too close to that one. We've got a whole mix of people in today. Anybody got kids? I understand, obviously my predecessor up here. Predecessor. Sounds like a succession plan, doesn't it? I spoke about children. Anybody else got kids in here? Anybody else is a child? Yeah. Okay, quite a few. Brilliant. Listen, you'll relate to this then, kiddies. I've got two kids myself. I've got one of each. Well, there isn't a third option, isn't there? So somebody did actually suggest to me that I could adopt an animal. I don't know, which got me thinking actually. So I've got a boy and a girl, and I could choice of animal. So I thought I could adopt a monkey. They're brilliant. As previously said, if I locked it in an infinity room, with a typewriter, he might write Shakespeare, but he might not. He might just trash the place. But then I thought, I could adopt a tiger. Can you imagine taking a tiger to Tesco's? You tie him up outside, but next to the little fluffy poodle. Come back 10 minutes later, lying sat there going, "Where have you been? I don't need feeding now." I don't know what you're talking about. No, we should go. I figured 2 kids is enough. I've got one of each. So I thought I'll go and see a surgeon with a pair of scissors. And loads of people were talking. I talked to loads of people before I went and did that. All right, and they all went, "Oh no, it's going to hurt, man. You need to take about a week off. Your nuts are going to swell to the size of melons. You're going to be walking like this." Needless to say, it's all true. No, it's not. No, it's fine. Other than the fact that you have to be really, really careful. Now, if you don't already, right, and you think that later in life, for you youngins, I don't know why I looked at you then, my love, because clearly you're not going to ever have that. Although you might force your fella to, and fair play, depending on what he's like. I'm not casting aspersions. Yeah, needless to say, I went to this little surgery, right? And now, the funniest thing about the surgery was the fact there's 2 doctors resident there, right? There's a Dr. Acorn, right, dealing with my nuts, alright? And there's also a Dr. Coffin. And not coffin as in, but coffin as in wooden box. So I walk into the waiting room, and what do I get greeted by? Blue Rinse Brigade. Coffin Dodgers, as it turns out. They were all went to see Dr. Acorn. Yeah. Anyway, I won't go into a lot of detail about that because, to be fair, it's a very sensitive subject and area. Needless to say, it's free! I'm fully recovered. So anyway, like I say, I've got 2 kids. I've got my eldest is 5, a little boy, and he's brilliant. He comes up with the most amazing things, right? So he likes to play the odd board game, you know, a little bit of Ludo every so often, Snakes and Ladders. Ludo, yes. The gent in the front row is going, what the fuck is Ludo?
What is Ludo?
Cluedo is completely different. That's not for kids. There's murder and that and all sorts. Yeah, and the thing is, whenever he beats me, he always goes, oh, Danny, you came second. To which point, my response is, listen mate, if I'd done that about 5.5 years ago, we wouldn't be sat here. It's very simple. Very simple indeed. My youngest is coming up a year old, so she turns 1 on Christmas Day. No, you go bitch. Alright, she was due 2 weeks earlier than that. Alright, do you know what? I tried everything to make my missus drop that baby before Christmas. And I mean everything. Alright, you see this look, a haunted look upon my face? A year later, that's still there. Alright, and that's not from the drugs. But yeah, she's awesome. Other than the fact that she goes, oh, what's that? Down the toilet. Which is fantastic. Yeah, so I'm forever just chucking her in the bath and nearly drowning her with the shower. I say nearly. You know, I'm not into child cruelty. I'm not Jimmy Savile. Do you know what I mean? Oh. You don't like that one? Okay, right. Scrub that. Right, anyway. I think I've witted on long enough, and to be fair, you're all looking like you're about to kill me. So, thank you very much. You have been a wonderful audience. I shall hand you back to Mr. Tim.
Dave Baxter, ladies and gentlemen.